here we are again. Does Vaughn impede on James Deane going for a 5th championship? Oh, you know what? This is bragging rights. He is not just going to hand it to him. There are no team orders. Knowing Vaughn and knowing James Deane, as some mud is being thrown up, James Deane comes and swings wide on that inside clip. Look at Vaughn twisting the screws on James Deane, the 4-time champion and defending champion. James Deane brings it all the way out. They know what each driver is capable of. They know the car setup. They know what to expect, and now they're putting on a show for you. Come on now, send it, baby. RTR, Ford Mustangs here at Road Atlanta. Let them hear you. The progression of drifting, where we're at. That's why I say, 2004 to 2025. Holy cow, what a big jump here. Vaughn Gittin Jr. out front, tip the tail. Yes, sir, big angle there. Vaughn Gittin Jr. goes in tight on the inside clip, now transitioning, pulling that front right off the ground. The RTR, the Nitto tires on the corners into that 3rd outside zone, and here we are once again. Boom, Vaughn Gittin Jr. hits that inside clip. James, he narrowly lets him pass. He lets him on through, but James back to the side of the other Ford Mustang, bringing it on home. Let him know you're here. That is the epitome of sending it. These guys putting on a show. You James, they can hear you top of the hill. Slide him left for James, right for Vaughn Gittin Jr., the ghost man. And there it is. James Deane gets the win unanimously. A great battle. But what was the end? 2023 sophomore season, bang, gets a championship, and here he is. He's going against Jeff Jones, who has beat the champion before. The conditions could be a variable that could equalize the vehicles here. Again, that Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD Ford Mustang. Here comes James Deane. Now keep in mind, James Deane, a lot of practice, a lot of driving in the wet. He's from Ireland, a very wet country. They know how to drive in the wet, and he is showboating right now. Literally, it is a show boat because it is very wet out there. And the Southern California driver, Jeff Jones, doesn't see a lot of wet driving, but he would love to. He said it. He says, I'm just going to send it down the hill, man. He knows who he's going against. James Deane, I mean, again, another case of great placement. Sped it up. Would have been a great home. He doesn't live too far from me, but James Deane is like wrestling a pig, and then you realize the pig is just having fun.
Just having fun.
Got it. Just clarifying. Jeff Jones out front, going against, by no means is James Deane a pig. He is an absolute weapon, man. This guy is, he is roasting those Nitto tires. That's about it, and well done by Jeff Jones out front. That Evil Auto Works Nissan 370Z, but you can see just the prowess and the menacing Ford Mustang in the rearview mirror, and you see the attitude of the car. Jeff Jones, very fluid out front, but look at James. You can see just chomping at the bit. He knows the setup too. He's like, give it to me loose. Give it to me. This is how I want it. He knows what he likes. He knows what he wants. And waiting for the outcome here. James Deane, Jeff Jones. Slide him left. Vernon says James Deane, as does Brian and Reese, are 3 judges. It's James Deane and Matt Field. So look at this. James Deane, your defending champion, 4-time champion, going against Matt Field. We have 2 cars already in. Fredric, Aasbo, Odie Bakshis are already in the final 4. James Deane will lead in that Ford Mustang Spec 5 FD. We saw how good he is in the wet. We know it, but Matt Field stepped up and he rose to the occasion. Rain continues to come down. An all-American battle, but an Irishman behind the wheel of the Mustang, filling all of that second outside zone, coming into the third. James Deane, I mean, it's like it's not even raining. It is raining, R-E-I-G-N, for James Deane right now, owning the track, but Matt Field, the beast of the Bay, really giving it all. And he is hanging in there. I'll tell you what, look, it is persistent. Yeah. Proud. I mean, James Deane, he knows the parameters, he knows the settings that he wants, and he got what he needed. So now Matt Field will have the clean air. James Deane's a real threat in the chase position, but has he driven against Matt in the wet? Here we go, Matt Field initiates. Oh wow, what a good sweeping entry by Matt Field. James Deane giving a little bit of room, but did he give him too much? Now coming to the second outside zone? Nope, he did not, because he reeled him in like a big mouth bass. Now into that third outside zone, flirting with the edge of the track, goes Matt Field, dials it in. James Deane, he is giving himself too much of a buffer, because Matt Field, that Borla Heatwave Lean Customs Corvette, is hitting the marks. And here comes James Deane, again a defending champion, kind of an X factor here. And then, you know, here we are. Take a look at this battle. Let's walk through it, though.
Yeah, so side by side, doing a little different. We don't have the drone up in the air just due to the rain and the environment going on right now. But at first glance, James definitely having a really, really good chase. I think this is the part we want to look at. Did Matt choke up through the last part of that zone? I don't think so. I didn't see the brake lights really flash on and the decel come on. I might have missed it, though. That's really what's going to be the defining part of that, at least in my eyes. I think all the judges got to be ready for an explanation no matter which way this goes, unless it goes one more time and then no extra.
Reaction as a reaction. Here we go. James Deane, Matt Field, slide him left for James Deane, right for Matt Field. Looks like James Deane gets the victory. Hey, oh, we got it one more time. So again, Reese, you sided with the one worst ever Formula Drift podium. And again, he needs to take out James Deane, which he has taken him out before many moons ago, 6 years ago. The battle, roll the tape in Orlando. James Deane leads, Jhonnattan Castro in the chase position. James Deane, big angle for him, goes into that inside clip, overshoots it. Castro, good composure from him. He has to re-enter and recalibrate into this second outside zone. Goes James Deane, Castro. Gets a little wobbly going into that third outside zone. Comes up short, good proximity from Jhonnattan Castro on the Metheldon Toyota GR86. Takes a bit shallower line. James Deane swings it wide. Good proximity from Castro. Again, once again, has to back off, reinitiates here. So sloppy on both sides. James Deane overshoots it. And that really threw Castro off for Formula Drift podium and in the final. So he has to win. It's a must win to get an FD trophy. Here comes Jhonnattan Castro. He's feeling calm. He's feeling collected, according to Lorette Nickel, who's up the top of the hill. Here comes Castro. Metheldon Toyota GR86 on Kenna tires. Past that inside clip. James Deane in the chase position. Here goes Castro up the hill and into that second outside zone. Great chase job by James Deane, but keep in mind, Castro's putting the car in the right place into the third outside zone. Perfect. Spot on. Now it goes to the inside clip, very shallow from Jhonnattan Castro. Oh, James Deane gets aggressive. He bashes the door of Castro, nudging him out of the way, but Castro stays vigilant, going to that final inside clip and drags it across and back up the hill. Is calm, according to Lorette. She's in her ear telling us. So look at it. There is James leading on the left. Look how far out he goes.
Yeah, he's really out there. We talked about this before. Something to consider there is, you know, is that unchaseable lead? Is that fall into that? Now, James actually leaves that zone a bit earlier. Second outside zone looks pretty similar. James does have a better job in that inside clip, transitioning out to the touch and go. Castro a little shallower through there, but James going really wide through there. Whoa, I don't know. Both of them pretty similar on the last inside clip. Jared, I got nothing, man.
I mean, there we go. Do we have a result? Slide him left for James Deane, right for Jhonnattan Castro. One more time, and there it is. And one for James Deane, but regardless, majority rules, so it's a defending champion. He could do it. He forced it one more time. These guys went against each other six years ago in Orlando, and probably one of the most exciting battles ever in Formula Drift history. James Deane across the nose of the Toyota GR86. James Deane fills all of that first outside zone. He brings it in tight. Castro gives him a little bit of room. He didn't get to the outside zone. Now he comes in tight.
Oh,
and Castro spins. Castro comes to a halt. James Deane will continue on. It doesn't look like they're going to throw the yellow flag. The caution is not out as Castro heads back up the hill with the tail between his tires, unfortunately. A rotation by Castro. 2-1. 2 one more times. One driver, one of the judges going with James Deane. Castro out front. He's going to try to force an error on James Deane. He's hoping that he makes a mistake in the chase. Castro needs to run a perfect line. Fill all the zones. Hit the clips. Good execution right there. That's exactly what he needed to do. He did that. Outside zone 1, inside clip 1. Now coming up the hill, that's where he made the mistake. Filling outside zone 2. Perfect. Right on it. Outside zone 3. Fills it. James Deane does exceed a little bit. He does go outside the track. That is a mistake. That will be a deficit, but not as magnanimous as we saw that big spin by Jhonnattan Castro. And now coming across, there goes Castro and Deane. And unfortunately, I think that major mistake by Jhonnattan Castro, that will retire him and not go to the podium, but his best finish back in the horseshoe and rode that Bronco.
What makes it hurt more is seeing
slide him
how...
left or slide him right real quick.
Yeah.
James Deane gets the win. Deane is going to the finals, and this is how, again, 1 and 2 will they by the line. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, send it! Fredric Aasbo, James Deane. We are live. Round 2, Road Atlanta. Fredric Aasbo initiates Rockstar Engine Toyota GR Supra. Kenda tires into that first inside clip goes Fredric Aasbo. Now transitioning up the hill, dialing it in. James Deane barely some room in between the Supra and the Mustang into that third outside zone. Look at James Deane, he gets in that dirt once again. That's what he did against Castro, but he still keeps his composure, gives him a little bit of line to run the line. Goes Fredric Aasbo out front. James Deane looks like he backs off. He applies the pressure, now back up the hill, past that inside clip, and across the finish line. James, he says, whoever makes the first mistake, I gotta tell you, he did make some mistakes on that chase run. Here we go, send it for potentially the last time. Who's coming out on top here in Atlanta, round 2? And James Deane leads. He initiates in that AutoZone Mustang RTR. Now past an inside clip, the rain continues to come down. Who's going to REIGN in the rain? Rain in the rain. Into that third outside zone goes James Deane dialing in. Fredric Aasbo. Look at him diving in. Really good proximity. Keeping his collection right now outside of the keyhole and the horseshoe. Look at Fredric Aasbo. He wants it. That's the X factor we need to have for Fredric Aasbo's camp to really own it here in Atlanta. Good luck, Charms. Cheering him on. Let's take a look at it again. Our BC Racing Go for Gold side by side.
All right, I'm just looking to see if there's any mistakes in the lead. Both inside clips look great. Both drivers really tight in the chase, especially through this section as we come up the hill. Second outside zone, both them pulling a little bit of angle out. Look at the proximity from both drivers diving at the same time. Both them really crushing it through third outside zone. Inside clip, basically the same through there. Touch and go. This is one of those moments where I do think it's going to end up coming into the chase. Like, we really have harped on the lead quite a lot, but I think this may, that when both leads are...
Fans are saying 25% James Deane, 25% Aasbo, 50% one more time. We got it one more time. We got it one more time. There the world. Here we go. The one more time battle. Let's send it. Fredric Aasbo, James Deane. The one more time battle. Are we going to get a victor? Fredric Aasbo in the Rockstar Energy Drink. Toyota GR Supra. Kenda tires. James Deane in tow from Ireland. Norway versus Ireland. Mustang versus Supra. Ford versus Toyota. The rain continues to come down. Fredric Aasbo navigates his way into, whoa, gets a little hairy there, into that second outside zone, now to the third outside zone. Top of the key. Can he unlock it? Here comes into the key and out of the keyhole. Look at the flow-gram exiting out. Look at the elevation change. You can see them coming down the hill, harnessing the speed, harnessing the energy. James Deane looks like he checks up just a little bit as Fredric Aasbo nearly avoids some contact past the finish line and getting involved with that rumble strip. And you got to think going counter course. Dialing it in, we saw how aggressive these guys are. This could be it. We have a one more time battle now that we are looking at James Deane out front, Fredric Aasbo. Click the stamp and send it. Here we go. Return to sender. We'll see who gets top of the box. Will be the same order. Aasbo won in Long Beach. He won here last year. Can he do it again? James Deane, again, notoriously great in the wet. Fredric Aasbo likes the frozen rain. We're talking about ice racing. James Deane in that second outside zone, puts it in there, sticks that Ford Mustang in there, no problem. Mustang in a box, and the Toyota Supra nosing in great proximity. You can see them diving in on the inside. Now as they exit out of the keyhole, Fredric Aasbo applying the pressure consistently, not having it dart in. He keeps the same measured approach, brings it around that last, and look at that transition, just narrowly escaped each other, forcing the one more time, and I couldn't agree more. So let's look at it. Freddie leading on the left, James Deane leading on the right.
Yeah, Freddie a little bit deeper through that first outside zone. Inside clips look pretty much the same, and the chase is looking very comparable, back and forth. Now, as we come up through this zone, basically identical. Once again, as we transition out into the keyhole zone, man, almost nothing different there either. This is a reflection of what we saw previously. In the chase, Freddie a little bit more aggressive, James falling back in a few spots. We do have that little bit of contact, and that small contact may be what this comes down to. Freddie maybe a bit better on that inside clip. James, crazy series of events on our back end here, but we're getting everything sorted, and they are going to end up going one more time. So Judge 1 going for James Deane, Judge 2 going for Fredric Aasbo, Judge 3 one more time.
So there it is. So it is again, you can see that. Here we go. Another one more time battle. Fredric Aasbo, James Deane. Don't leave it in the judges' hands. Bring the X Factor, bring the noise, bring the victory. Which side of it? Is it going to be the Norwegian driver? Is it going to be the Irish driver? Is it going to be a Toyota? Is it going to be the Mustang? Let's send it for potentially the one last time. We're going to have a decision. Slide them left or slide them right. Regardless, they slide them into the first outside zone. Coming down the hill, the iconic Road Atlanta. The rooster tail off the back of the Supra, the Ford Mustang into that inside clip. Bring it a little wide there as Fredric Aasbo now back up the hill. Snappy transition. The X Factor is what they're looking for. Into that second outside zone. Now bring it into the third outside zone. Coming into the keyhole, James Deane with a little bit more angle. That seems to be his move. He really flirts with the edge of the track. And now coming outside of the keyhole, they were in there once thinking we had a victor. A little bit of technology went a long way, and now coming back at that inside clip. Here we go. Send it for potentially the last time. And what an exciting day it's been. It's been wet, it's been windy, it's been cold. But who will get the win here at round 2? Road Atlanta 2025. James Deane leads. The Type S lights are on in the Type S finals. Coming past that inside clip for the second one more time. The third battle between these two guys. Fredric Aasbo got the win in Long Beach. He got the win here last year. James Deane, the defending champion, comes into that outside zone number 3. Past an inside clip, absolutely on it. Fredric Aasbo chases him down, hunts him down like a big game mantelpiece. Let's see what taxidermy, if we're gonna have a Mustang or a Supra hanging on the wall. Now past that last out.
Here it is, side by side.
We will have the podium ceremony after this, but we will acknowledge them on the track.
Okay. Lead and lead, chase and chase. James a little bit closer through this first part. Freddie is going past that inside clip. Second section of this track. Both very comparable. Freddie almost more in the zone, but with less angle through the second. Through the third, Freddie closer into our inside clip. Freddie a little bit closer on that, and the transition in this chase was nuts. James Deane going a little bit slower, both them pretty similar in the chase, but then Freddie keeps it a little bit closer to that section. But that last inside clip, almost identical. I have a slight leaning one way, maybe.
After 3 battles in total, a non-unanimous decision. Again, 2 against 1. There was a one more time vote, and the other 2 votes going to a driver who has won here before, who has had championships. And your winner here at Atlanta is James the Machine Deane gets the win. James Deane gets the win. Fredric Aasbo gets second, and Odie Bakshis in third. After 3 battles, it was a coin toss. It is coming down to that. James just as elated, but obviously wants to get the win, so we changed the order. James gets the win here. Freddie in second, Odie in third, shaking things up just a little bit. High fives from his team and other opposing team, excuse me.